Washington. As Biden administration grapples with an increasingly tense and unstable situation in Middle East, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is heading to region for fourth time in 3 months this weekend, for a tour expected to focus largely on expansion. With growing international criticism of Israel's operations in Gaza, growing U.S. concerns about the endgame, pressing concerns about recent attacks in the Red Sea, Lebanon, Iran, and Iraq, Blinken will have a full difficult agenda. He leaves just days after suspected Israeli strike killed a senior Hamas leader in Beirut, and that could further complicate Blinken's mission. Although White House spokesman said no one should shed tears over his death, "We don't expect every conversation on this trip to be easy," State Department spokesman Matthew Miller said. "It is clear that there are difficult issues facing the region and difficult choices ahead of us. But Secretary believes that it is responsibility of United States lead diplomatic efforts to address these challenges head-on and stands ready to do so in coming days." Blinken leaves late Thursday for his latest extended Middle East tour that will take him to Turkey, Greece, Jordan, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Israel, the West Bank and Egypt. Blinken will seek regional assistance to calm the situation, including it is in no one's interest, Israel, not the region, the world, for this conflict to spread beyond Gaza. Miller said, "The key elements to prevent this are Houthi rebels' Yemen merchant shipping in the Red Sea, deterring attacks on Israel by Lebanon's Iran-backed Hezbollah, and militias' U.S. military installations and interests Iraq. It will happen, Syria. But the U.S. has minimal influence Iran and must rely either on its own military deterrent or its partners to show Iran that a regional war would be disastrous. Strategically, Iran is winning," said Paul Salem, president of the Washington-based Middle East Institute. Hezbollah and the overall network of Iran-allied groups are satisfied with the current level of hostility, he said. "Iran is doing pretty well," he said. "We are kind of on the winning side. Since Gaza war broke out in Israel's response to deadly Hamas attacks on October 7, Biden administration has been seriously concerned about potential for conflict to spread. In weeks following start of Israeli operation, he had breathed a sigh of relief when he successfully advised Israeli officials not to launch preemptive strikes against Hezbollah in Lebanon and sent 2 aircraft carrier strike groups to Eastern Mediterranean. But 2.5 months later, the prospect of a regional war has increased as Israel remains determined to strike Hamas operatives and leaders wherever they are. Meanwhile, Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthis and pro-Iran militias are increasing their attacks against U.S., Israeli and international interests. As in his previous visits, Blinken will focus on expanding humanitarian aid to Gaza,